Hi everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a module in NodeJs. With module, you can add more function into a separate file. So each file is a module. A module is one file. Then inside one file, I can add more function inside this. And for example, I create a new directory. You type your name, your directory name, for example shape, and OK. Then inside this directory I add more JavaScript file. I define the first file is a rectangle. It's a JavaScript file. So the rectangle is a module. Then inside this I use export. Export means that this error, this function is public. Export.error mean public, and this is the input parameter of a function. Then this is the implementation of the function, and all of these is a arrow function, is an arrow function. Then the left is the input parameter, and the right of the arrow is the implementation of the function. So we also have the circumference. It calculates the circumference of a rectangle. So it will answer a function, and it assign to an arrow function with the input parameter. Width and height is the input parameter, and the implementation. So the arrow function here we can familiar with because it will use many time in ECMA script 6. In index file, I import the file into this, or import the module into this by defining constant rectangle. Is a constant and point to the rectangle. Then use this syntax. Remember that it is the byte quoted. The byte quoted in a string means that inside the string I can embed it the variable inside of the property function inside this. So here it's called to this function. Then this is called to the function inside the byte quoted. Similarly to the circumference, I use this syntax, this dollar and open close bracket. So the property and function is inside this. Then I run by typing node index.js. So I see that it is the output string. The output string is inside a double quoted. Then I can add the property to this. This is the second way to work. I use a module. Module is a point to this file. Module means that this file. Then inside the property of export, we can add more of the property value inside this. For example, area is a function, and it is the function in the right, and the left is a name, is a function name. So it is a function name is circumference, and the right is implementation of the function. So we use this syntax it as an object of key and value. Then I run. Okay, the same as is the previous. So two ways are the same. The second way work when you want to add a multiple function, multiple property into this. What about the second? What about the third? First of all, we have the width and multiplied by height, and this is I can add into a function. So I can add more line to this function. In this I can get one line, more than one line, two line in this function. For example, I calculate, I print out to the screen, I calculate some of the base before I return the value. this is here. I see that we have to the calculation, and we also have a function to print out to the screen that calculating. So in this function we have two common line. Then we see that it's calculating 3 dot and the circumference of the rectangle. Okay, then this is a way to work with the function, and the function have multiple line. You can use this type, and this is very popular way to work. What about the property? Now I can add the property to this. For example, current date time is a property, not a function. Then it is not a function because you can set to it to a value. For example, circumference is the date, initialize an object of date. It means the current date time is current timestamp of the current time. Then I can clone this in the index file. So this is a property, and I clone the property. Then I see that this is the timestamp of this time, or the current time in timestamp. Then what about I can add more property to this. For example, the directory name, the underscore dear name means that this is the directory contains this module, contains this file, and the file name is a full path including the directory and the file name. Then I can print out to the screen by calling node index.js. Okay, and this directory name is directory. This is a directory, also photo. Then this is a file name, but you cannot call a command like this because the dir name is not a public property of this, so it will throw out that it is undefined, so cannot call like this. So you can, so you comment this line, and I continue call the file name node index. Okay, and the file name is a full part of the file name including the file name and the directory name. Okay, now I create a new file or a new module, a circle. Inside this circle I define a function, an arrow function. Area is an arrow function. The input is radius, and the implementation is the area of an array, a circle by radius, multiply radius and multiply p. And math.p is a property of the module math. Then you define a circle object. I use let. Let something like var, like a variable. Let is a variable, and it can be changed the value, but it cannot be reinitialized after it initialize a value type. So I use this let. It means that I can change the value, but I cannot reinitialize the object. After calling this arrow function, I can node index.js to see the output, and this is the area of a circle, which the radius is 5. So we can define, we can get the property. It is a wrapper. It is how to wrap a property. Then here I wrap the p property to here, and I replace this by the wrapper property. So it is more concise when you work with when you want to use many time. So here we have the same value as the previous. It is the end of my lesson today. Please subscribe to my channel for more exciting video. Bye bye.